was brutal.
Was
that
it?
was the problem, yeah. Okay. All right, we're rolling there.
Okay.
Got to get the merch going here, you know.
I love it.
I'm just a commercial whore.
Just pimping everything out.
Yeah, exactly. All right. What is your real second name? I call you Mindy Casting.
It's just Mindy. My last name
Yeah.
is Zemrak.
Okay. I'm going to call you Mindy Casting. That's better. All right, here we go. All right, welcome everybody to a new edition, and this is a really special one of Ask Mr. Wonderful. Oh shit, I got to change my watch. Hold on. I only wear red bands.
Well, I was gonna say, where's the one that you always wear during shooting?
Yeah, I know. I just forgot to do that. Hang on. Okay. All right, this is a nice one.
That's
Fashion.
Kevin in the red band are like.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't have a red band on, you can't do television.
Red.
All right, now we're back in action. Team Vacheron, spectacular. This is the overseas. Beautiful piece. All right, back to where we were. So this is a very, very special edition of Ask Mr. Wonderful because I've got with me here Mindy Casting. Now, you know who Mindy Casting is? She's the Why don't you? I forgot your title already. Supervising El Supremo.
Yeah, sure, that works. Supervising casting producer.
Supervising casting producer for Shark Tank.
Yes.
So if you want to get on Shark Tank, you're going to run into Mindy. So she cruises all around the cities, all over America. Where are you going next?
We'll be in Los Angeles in Southern California.
Okay, and then after that, where do you go?
Then we're going to go to Charleston, and
Yeah.
we're going to go to Maryland, and then New York, and then Phoenix.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and
maybe,
then some more cities after
like
that.
you're cruising all over the place.
Everywhere,
right?
all
Okay.
over the place.
So that's when you roll up in those lineups and you show all your stuff. Mindy looks at it first, so she's the first wall you got to get through. Now, a lot of people think she makes the decisions, and frankly, I think she makes the decisions. So if you don't get on Shark Tank, she is the one to blame. Mindy Casting, right?
No, not at all. Don't blame me. It's people that are above me that make those decisions.
Obviously, she's just trying to push off that criticism. I get it. But anyways, we're going to get into some questions with Mindy Casting, all about how it works and how the casting process works, because tens of thousands of people are constantly, soliciting to get on Shark Tank because it's a great platform. We already know that. We're going to our 12th season. That's very great. That's really great.
It's incredible.
Right? Okay, now, speaking of 12 seasons, there is an individual named Aaron Marino, a.k.a. Alpha M. He's got like 5+ million followers on YouTube. This guy has had his ass kicked off Shark Tank not once, twice. That's pretty rare, right?
It's very rare. I think it's only a handful or less that have actually come back twice.
Right. So
Yeah.
even Mindy Casting knows the legend of Alpha M.
Yes, we do.
But after getting his hiney booted out of there twice, this guy didn't stop. He's an incredible entrepreneur because now he's a multimillionaire and he's got a new product line. So I wanted to give him a shout out to support him because he was very nice to me recently. We did a couple of YouTube things together and he told me about a new line of sunglasses. So here comes the pitch now. This is just shameless promotion, right?
You're going to pitch?
I'm going to pitch.
This is
Now,
exciting.
Look, this is Alpha M's new line of sunglasses called Enemy. Now, how did he come up with a name like that? He told me a story. He's walking down the street and he saw the sign Enemy and he was thinking of sunglasses and he put the two together.
Okay.
Kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me get into the pitch itself because Enemy was created to solve, a simple problem. To be able to offer high quality sunglasses at a really affordable price. Instead of getting $300 price from a designer guy, you can get these Enemies that are made the same way, but because they're direct to consumer, you save a fortune. Instead of $300, they're $95.
Really?
Now try that pair on, Mindy Casting. Whoa! They look spectacular. As a matter of fact, Aaron, sorry, I'm giving that pair to Mindy Casting. She gets
Aaron.
them. Because she looks great in them. There's no question about it. These things have spring hinges that take the sunglasses, and make them very, very flexible, hard to break. You don't have to replace them every year. They have UVA and UVB protection. You'll notice the difference. Check these out. They look spectacular in these too. What about these?
You look spectacular in all of them, I'm sure.
That's not bad, right?
Let's see. You look good.
Yeah, I like them. And so, look, you think about the sunglass industry, you've got to pay all these people through distribution. But what Alpha M did, he said, okay, I'm going to sell direct to you, and you're going to save a fortune. So instead of $395, look, you can be 100% confident that they'll suit you. Now, look, that was an outrageous commercial I'm giving this guy, and I can't believe it. But I have to admit, these are nice, aren't they?
I like them. I like them a lot.
So look, Mindy, I want to talk about the casting process.
These a lot.
They're
Sorry.
cool, eh? I think you look the best in these.
Really?
Put them on again, yeah. Oh, ridiculous. So LA. That's wonderful.
Excuse me.
Thank you, Aaron. That's very kind of you to give Mindy those glasses.
Thanks, Aaron.
All right, let's get down to business here. So we're here to answer your questions. We've got tons because a lot of people knew you were coming on Mindy Casting.
Yes.
So we got to talk a little bit about what it takes to get on Shark Tank. You started this how many years ago?
I started season 1.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What were you, 4 years old?
I was 20. Oh God, I'm 36 now, so I was 24.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and I knew nothing about business.
And so obviously
Nothing.
Yeah, but now when you're going through the process, how do you make it easier for yourself? Because you're getting pitched what? How many can you do in a day?
Our largest open call was in Miami a couple years ago, and we saw 500 pitches, which was about
in
1,000
one day.
people in one day.
What do you do? Just blow through them?
So it got to a point where the actual building was shutting down, and it was like 9 p.m. and so we had to do group style interviews. So I lined up about 10 people in front of.
Because you want to be fair to everybody. You want
we don't want to turn anyone away. We've never turned anyone away at an open call. If they show up and we're packing up, we'll get them in real quick.
Yeah.
But in the group instance, we had 10 people, and I just said, give me a 1 minute pitch. Go, 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 go. And then I didn't ask any questions. We just said, thank you. And
so
leave.
they had to be really, really
They had to be on
good.
it. Yeah.
So can you tell me the top 3 things that you really want to see in a pitch? Because it must be mind-numbing. You're seeing so many in one day. How can you possibly remember number 1 when you're at number 500?
Great question. We take a lot of notes. So while someone's pitching me, and
Yeah.
there's an ongoing joke in casting, and I tell everyone that pitches us, we have resting pitch face, which is, I have resting bitch face to start, but resting pitch face is when they're pitching
Resting
to me.
bitch face or pitch face?
Oh, I have both. But resting pitch face is when an entrepreneur is pitching me in an open call,
Yeah.
and I'm taking notes, and I have this deadpan look on my face. And they think, oh my God, she hates me. I'm doing a horrible job. She doesn't like this. And so I tell everyone before they pitch, we're not going to sit there like a bobblehead and be like, We're going to actually want to hear what they're saying, and we take notes.
And are you hitting them with questions too?
We ask a couple follow-up questions in the vein of Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
we'll always ask, what are your sales? How much have you raised? How much have you invested? What have you given up?
And you're taking those notes down
Taking those
in case
notes
they
down.
make it to Hollywood.
In case, because what we have to do after they pitch us is we have to go back to our producers
Yeah.
and repitch everything to them. So for me to remember number 1 and number 500, I have to take these notes. And
And are
we've
you
done it
videotaping
enough.
everybody?
Nothing.
No videotape?
No videotape.
You got to be kidding.
Swear to God. Nothing.
Why not?
It's just too much, and we don't need to, because what happens is we take the basic notes that we need at an open call, and then if the producers are interested in moving forward and getting more information, we have the entrepreneur then fill out a 34-page application, and then they make a
34
video.
pages. You can get into Harvard easier than getting on Shark Tank.
And then they have to make that video if they make it to that point.
So do you remember really when someone says, a producer says, I like that, it sounds interesting. And they say to you, do you remember anything about that pitch?
Yeah.
In Miami or Philadelphia or Boston, wherever it was?
Oh, Clay asks that all the time.
Really? Okay.
Clay will ask, what was there a backstory here, or what have you. So there's a lot of stuff that comes up.
So I am going to get to the questions here, Mindy Casting, for a second, all right?
Yes.
I just want to say one thing that a lot of people don't realize about Shark Tank. I never see these pitches, nor does any shark, because we have rules about that. So if you stop me in the street and say, I want to tell you about my deal, don't do that, because then you will never get in front of Mindy Casting. Do you ask them if they've ever pitched a shark?
Yep.
Whoa,
it's in the application also. Have you ever pitched a shark? Have you reached out? And if they have, it's like, I never got a response. Or I saw Kevin in passing, just asked for a photo and then didn't pitch his company. But if they've sent you, like with Mark, sometimes they send out the business plan,
right,
and he'll take a look at it, or you or Barbara, whoever.
Well, I've been pitched, and I keep telling them, stop, because maybe this is a great idea. I give it to Alex, my guy that runs O'Leary Ventures.
Yep.
He looks at it, and if he likes it, he goes to Clay, which is our showrunner, producer guy.
Yep.
And how many people are actually involved in vetting all the deals that you're pushing at them?
My team is 13 people total.
Is there another team?
No. Well, the casting team is 13 people.
One of the 13 is going to see a deal before it goes on Shark Tank, right? There's no way they're getting through your team.
Yeah, everyone has to come through us. They go through all of our associates and producers, and then they come through me, and then if I like them, I show them to Clay and the networks.
And how many pitches a year? Like this season, how many pitches are you going to get?
We
including the online stuff.
Online outreaching to companies and then open calls. We'll see probably between 25 and 30,000 applicants.
Shit. All right, so let's get into the questions.
Okay.
All right. By the way, while we're here, I just want to do a quick pitch for this merchandise. The reason I started this merch line is so that Nancy and Kirsten can get rich.
Oh, well, that's good.
That's good. But also, I wanted to show I don't always wear a suit,
Wait,
with the tie.
This is yours?
Yeah.
Cold.
It's called, well, that's one of them. You can go look at all this stuff at coldhardmerch.com. Check it out, Cold Hard Merch. Beautiful t-shirts. Just shows you I don't always dress up in a suit all the time.
Well, I love it because I wore all black to match your soul today. So it's perfect because I match. I just need to get
you
some
shouldn't
cold
say
hard.
that, Mindy Casting.
But that's the cold hard truth,
because
Kevin.
in the edit, I'm really going to screw you over. That's what's going to happen. All right, let's get at this. All right, we're gonna listen to these questions, and I want to hear your answer too. Okay. The first one is from Heidi. Let's hear what Heidi's got.
I've been watching the show since season 1. What's the craziest bitch and the best bitch you've ever seen?
I've been watching the show since season 1 when you started.
Right.
What's the craziest pitch you've ever seen? You've seen all the pitches, right?
Yes.
What do you think?
Craziest. This is craziest that has ever aired. Just so we are clear, because there's stuff that hasn't aired.
Oh, that's true.
That
that's true.
That I can't
because
actually
it's so
talk
crazy
about.
you can't air.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God, craziest pitch. I would have to say, it's probably one of your maybe favorites is Pavlok.
Oh yes. That dick.
Because
I remember that
because your response, we were sitting backstage, we all froze.
That was the thing that shocked you.
Yes.
What a stupid idea that was.
And he told you, I would do a deal with anyone but you.
Right.
And you cursed him out.
I told him to go himself.
You did, and you said, "Get the fuck out."
Exactly. That's how I felt. I was really offended because.
Of course.
And by the way, Alex took that back to the office, and he was walking around shocking himself.
Of course he was.
It was so ridiculous. I'd see him in the chair going like this, like shocked. I would say, Alex, what are you doing with that thing? He said, oh, I'm testing it out. I want to see if it works. It really hits you hard. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. So I would say that's the craziest, based on just the entrepreneur's answer and then your response, because we'd never have seen that since.
I would have to go back to season 1. You may remember we had an original set that was different. It was like a news desk. And that guy that proposed a surgical implant. Inner ear with Bluetooth. And then he didn't know how to change the battery. So he went back for surgery. Yeah. And Damon said to him, what happens if you get in the shower? Do you get like electric shock when it gets wet? What a crazy idea. That was a good one. That's when I thought to myself, this whole thing isn't going to work. This is so nuts. And that was 12 years ago.
And now here you are.
Yeah, here we are. All right, let's get a question here from John.
Hi, Mr. Wonderful. This is John in Manya. My question is, what are the steps involved in getting onto Shark Tank? I understand from looking on Google and on YouTube that you basically submit your proposal, your information, and if you get to the next step, you may need to provide more detailed information in a video. What happens after that? How do you know whether or not you're going to move on to the next round?
John, honey, sweetie poopsie, you've come to the right place. We have Mindy Casting here. You got to answer that question. This is a guy that doesn't come to one of your cattle calls. So he's just trying to figure out, how does he do it online? How does it work?
So online, there's 2 ways. Well, there's kind of 3 ways to apply. We can either reach out to a company if we see an article. You can go to an open call.
So wait a sec. You reach out sometimes?
Yes.
They don't come to you?
Correct.
Well, this is news to me, Mindy.
Yes. So that's kind of the third way is we read articles.
Talk about keeping the sharks in the dark.
Well, that's the point.
So you see something you really like, you reach out, you pitch them on coming on the show.
Pretty much.
Who wouldn't come on Shark Tank?
So I'll randomly cold email someone, and
that's you doing that?
That's me and Ashley and some other people that are on the team as well, our other casting
and
producers.
why wouldn't someone come on Shark Tank if they had the opportunity?
I don't know. Sometimes they are just not interested in being on TV. Sometimes there's someone actually emailed me back the other day and said, Mr. Wonderful will eviscerate me on my valuation. And I said, well, then that's perfect.
Listen, if you have a stupid valuation, I deserve to eviscerate you. That's the right thing to do. So don't come into the Shark Tank with a stupid valuation. Of course I'm going to eat you alive. That's a crazy thing. That's what I'm there for, and I don't feel bad about it, by the way. I think I'm doing a great job. I don't care about your feelings. I care about your money. But that's interesting. What's the next way you can get on Shark Tank?
You can go to an open call, which we obviously always announce through you guys and through myself and ABC. And then the third way...
Open calls the stuff you're doing in Miami and LA next week.
Yes, traveling where everyone comes in and will pitch us. Yeah.
you think that gives you an advantage in any way to go to an open
That's
call?
a good question. A lot of people ask that. There's no advantage. It's all level playing field. I will say we can get through hundreds of people at an open call in one day.
Yeah.
Whereas our emails, our online submissions have been backed up since August last year. So it takes
You haven't even gone through last August?
No, because we filmed in September, so we're done casting in August.
So they didn't get in early enough, is the
Right,
problem.
exactly.
So tell us now, what is the cutoff for the online stuff for a season? What month should you have your online pitch in?
So we have those. We'll start back in August and work our way up to present day, but it takes us months to get through those online submissions. So someone who's applying and wants to be
That's
considered.
the 13 of you reading them every day.
Well, that's 5 people doing that.
Whoa! So
Yeah,
all day
even
long.
less. All day long.
And are they getting little videos in those pitches?
No. It's just
No videos at this point.
No,
It's
basically
just-
when they go online, they type in their information. There's a quick blurb about their company, maybe a photo and a website, and
So,
then we call them.
I mean, what do you have to put in that quick blurb to even have a chance to get to the next level?
The good news is we call a lot of people that apply online, and we just want to get to know them a little bit more because you can only get so much. You don't know the person's personality. You don't know anything
But is
about
there
their
a hook?
backstory.
Is there something I could do? I mean, we're trying to help people who really want to get on the show.
I would say throw out the numbers in that blurb. Just say, we've raised, or not raised, we've had this much money in sales within this amount of time, and then here's how I'm different and better than XYZ. So if there's already competition or
So
they're
sales
doing something,
help, right?
Sales. Even if they don't have sales, that's fine. Still really be able to pinpoint what makes them better and unique from anything else.
Okay.
So then we might be more interested to call
So
right
in
off.
summary, the 3 ways. You call them, which is really interesting.
Yep.
They come to a casting session, a cattle call is what I call it.
Yep.
Up to 500 people in
Yep.
Miami, that's crazy. And lastly, they submit online.
Correct.
And you're saying it's a level playing field.
All level playing field.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So that's good to
absolutely.
know if you believe Mindy casting. I'm not sure I do, but anyway.
It is all level playing field, I promise. And then what I think his name was John was asking is if we ask you to make a video and fill out the 34-page application, then there's a very long process. You work with producers. There's a really long
34 pages.
The contract's 50 pages.
Like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like, you need to know what high school they went to, what the name of their dog
Oh, yeah.
was, who they dated. Like, what is all that
We
information?
do ask, I think, where they grew up, but we want to get to know them and their backstory just as much as we want to get to know what their business.
And this is where
IP is.
maybe they get a shot. They do all this work.
Right.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And what percentage of all that work actually gets through?
Oh, out of, I think, 10,000 potential.
There's 10,000 people doing 34-page applications?
Probably somewhere around there.
And then that's it?
And then 88 make it to air, whatever that math
Oh,
is. You're the math guy.
you are nasty. Like, that is awful. So your chances
There's a
are like
lot.
really small.
Well, I think we all know, like,
Oh,
it's
that's
like
brilliant.
0.01%.
I used to like you, but this is
Wow.
terrible.
Well, you called me a crazy chicken the
Yeah,
other day.
you are a crazy chicken. Let's hear from, who do we have here? This looks like Leslie. Here we go. Ready, Leslie?
Mr. Wonderful, for the past few years, I have attended almost every open call with Mindy and her amazing team, but I still haven't been on Shark Tank. I've used almost every trick in the book. I was funny, I was emotional, dramatic, but I still haven't made it to the finals. I must be doing something wrong. So can you share the biggest 3 no-nos when it comes to pitching and the real secret to getting on the show? Thank you.
You are a nasty, nasty woman. Leslie, listen, this is outrageous.
I'm sorry,
What, you
Leslie.
screwed over Leslie 3 times? That's ridiculous.
In my defense, there have been people that have applied for 8 seasons in a row and then
Oh,
finally
my.
have gotten on.
All right.
So persistence pays off.
She asked you a question. What are you going to say?
The 3 no-nos?
Right.
The thing is, so I will say this before I get to the 3 no-nos, is we don't want you to be anything that you're not. So if you cry, but you don't have to cry. You don't have to be funny. I'm not looking for people to cry. Mr. Wonderful will make you cry on his own. But I mean, we just want you to be you. That's really what it is.
So you want authenticity, you want transparency, that's what you're saying?
Yeah,
What else? Because she said there's got to be, what are the top 3
There's no
things?
secret, but I would say when you come to pitch us, you should absolutely have passion and energy. If you're not excited about what you're pitching, my producers aren't going to get excited, and then eventually if they make it in front of you, you're not going to get
So
excited.
your notes, you must in your notes, Mindy Casting, have a little I kind of liked it, or 1 out of 4 or something. Don't lie to me. There must be a little star or something.
No, there's no
nothing?
star. No.
Well, then how do you know what to pass forward?
Okay, we pass everything forward, and then they decide, the producers who make way more money than I do.
You don't even
make
put
that
your own
decision.
opinion onto anything.
If they ask me, then I might give some insight or an opinion, but for the most part, I'm just like, here. It's like throwing spaghetti on the wall and seeing
you're
what sticks.
Switzerland. You let even the crappiest deal in with the good one, right?
Because I don't know what they're looking for you. Maybe they liked goats coming in, and they liked the naked man, and who knows? Maybe that's all fun, so you never know.
All right, that was an interesting one, Leslie.
But there's not real 3 no-nos per se.
I really
yourself.
hope, Mindy, that Leslie doesn't get rejected a 4th time.
Great.
Talk about just a horrible outcome.
Leslie, if you show
I am
up
on your side.
come say hi.
Mindy casting is the problem. That's it.
I'm always the problem.
Exactly. All right, what do we got here? This is Matt. What do you got, Matt?
Hi, I'm Matt from New Orleans. We're about to apply for the show, but I read something about the show taking royalties or equity in any company that takes a deal. Is that true? And do you have any advice for what makes an awesome pitch? Thanks.
Okay. Well, let's answer the first one. I'll answer the first one. Because in season 3, I went to see the executives. The show is really ABC, which is Disney. It's MGM. And it's Sony.
Yes.
And one day I realized that because they were taking a royalty, many companies, real companies with real sales that had shareholder agreements, wouldn't come on Shark Tank because they couldn't in any way give out free equity.
Right.
The deal was either a percentage of revenue or
2% royalty or
2%
5%
royalty.
equity.
And I'm the royalty guy. What are Sony taking royalties for? Or equity. That's their option.
Yeah.
So we were able to get all the lawyers from all the companies on a phone. I remember this phone call. I remember I was driving when it happened, and I said to them, guys, this isn't working. We're not getting good companies.
Right.
And the show was languishing in season 3. There was an executive change at ABC. I said, you got to decide, are you in this business of making television, or do you want to be venture capitalists like I am?
Right.
And the rumor of this, who knows if this is legend or whatever. The story I heard was this went all the way up to Iger on the ABC side.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he said, we are not in the venture capital business. I don't know if this is true or not. It's
Right.
speculation. But let's do this and make great television. Let the sharks take the risk with their own money.
Mm-hmm.
And in season 4,
We got rid of it.
we got rid of it. And look what happened. The show exploded. Because we got such great deals. You found great companies. They were willing to come on. They didn't have to give up equity if they didn't get aired.
Yep.
And that, what happened there, it changed everything.
It did, and it was the bane of my existence for the first 3 years because I was the one that had to handle the contract and explain to people the gray area of it.
Must have been hell to do that.
I was on the phone like at least 7-8 hours a day with different people just saying, well, this is when it happens and this is when it might not and everything. So when it got rid of it, I was like, this is the best day ever. But we still get asked that question to this day because
So
everyone still thinks we have
and
it.
clearly this viewer,
We don't.
Matt thought the
It's
same
gone.
thing, so it is gone.
The only equity you give up is if you actually make a deal and the deal closes, whether it's equity or
Whatever the deal was,
whatever
you
the
did.
deal is.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And the other, big question people ask me, is it really your own money? And yeah, it's really my own money.
It's not
I've
none of
invested
ours.
millions of dollars in Shark Tank deals over the last 12 years. And thankfully, many of them have been very successful and made back money.
Well, it's good.
It is good. He also asked you, what makes a great pitch? There must be something you think of.
Energy and passion,
Yeah.
knowing your numbers, and being able to really kind of separate what makes you different and unique from X, Y, Z, and then a little bit about your backstory and what's at stake. So if you are a single dad or a single mom, and you've had to deplete your 401k or move in with your parents, or your kid's college fund is gone, we want to know those things. So those are kind of that's an extra 3.5 or 4 tips.
I would add one other that I think over this 10 years, 12 years now. Get your story out in 90 seconds or less.
Yes.
Tell me what the product is. Don't ramble on. That's a Led Zeppelin song. I want to hear a concise pitch. I want to know what the hell it is you got.
Yes.
And you got to show it to me right away. Because if you're just meandering down the road and I don't know what you're there for, I get bored right away. And then I want to eviscerate you for wasting my time. Like, that is really important, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you tell them that?
We do. We actually at an open call, I tell them, we want it. It's a very short amount of time. It's a 1-minute pitch when they come to us, and then we ask a couple follow-up questions.
Yeah,
and I say,
that's good.
You need to be able to tell us what makes you different and better, and then a little bit about your backstory. But I don't want to hear, in 1982, I was born in Winslow, Maine. Like, don't start there. Just, I say, bullet point it. Here's 3/4 facts, and then done. And that's it.
But I want to know what the product is that I'm being potentially going to invest in. That's
Right.
what I want to know.
Yes.
Good question from Matt there. Let's see what else we got here. All right. This one is from Natalie.
Hi, Mr. Wonderful.
Natasha.
This is Natasha from Edmonton, Alberta. I need to know, where did you get those awesome t-shirts? Thanks, Kevin.
That's wonderful. Well, Natasha, I'm glad you asked. It's another chance for me to pitch my fantastic merchandise. This is Cold Hard merch, and it's a whole bunch of new t-shirts with kind of Mr. Wonderful sayings on them. I think that's great. But really, it's trying to get me out of the suit thing all the time. I really am tired of wearing a suit all the time. I want to have another uniform, so it's my own merch, and I'm trying to make Nancy and Kirsten work for me some dough. They get a piece of the action. They're always whining they want more. Well, this is the way they can do it. So this is Kirsten's idea to get in the merch business. I'm
Good
giving her
idea,
a shot.
Kirsten.
Well, I think they look. Don't you like them?
I do like them, and I actually am jealous I don't have one.
Well, you are. Oh, look at that. Hold on right
Oh.
there. My goodness. You don't have to worry, because I have right here. Look at this.
Yes.
This is from Mindy Casting. Cold Hard merch right here. I think that's going to look spectacular.
That will, thank you.
No extra charge, Mindy.
Oh, I appreciate that.
That's
Kev.
wonderful.
I'm very excited about this.
That looks
Are you
terrific.
going to make other merch besides t-shirts?
Yes, we're just getting into it now. All right, Sherelle, let's hear from you.
Hi, Mr. Wonderful. My name is Sherelle, and my question is, what would it take for you to invest in a company that is just in developing stages? Just an idea state of a company with no sales or anything to prove itself, just a fantastic idea. What kind of things are you looking for? What kind of things would you be excited for? And what kind of advice would you give them?
You know, Sherelle, when you have no sales and it's just a concept, and we've seen lots of deals like that.
Have you?
Well, in the early years, because we couldn't get companies that were real. Remember we had the turbo baster? Somebody came in with a turkey baster with a battery strapped to it and said, this is a turbo baster.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's why I said we're screwed. Like that. But, I mean, Sherelle, the answer to that question is you'd have to convince me that I'm investing in you because you don't even have any sales. I don't like it that much because I'd prefer that you got a little more advanced and you proved that the product had demand. I love it when products actually go to market and people buy them and suggest changes to them and they keep using them. And
So you rarely would invest in a prototype then?
you know, I never say never, but I'd rather have sales. That way I can charge a royalty and get my money back. You know, basically. But you know,
all roads lead to Mr. Wonderful.
it's so true though, you know, after all these years, I hear all these, and the other thing I have to, in my own defense, all the sharks are ripping off my structures now. Have you noticed that?
I have a lot of, like, Lori's doing a lot more.
And I'm sending her an invoice. You know, instead of going to school, she learns from Mr. Wonderful. That's what happened.
We're all learning things from Mr. Wonderful
So
every day.
true. It's so true. There's truth in advertising. That's why they call him Mr. Wonderful. But I think the Shark Tank journey evolves every year, don't you? You start.
Oh,
You're
yes.
the one that goes out there.
Yep.
You
I
find all
started
those
a month
deals.
ago.
And I've noticed lately they're getting bigger.
Yes.
And they're coming in with more sales, and their valuations are crazy big.
Yep.
Look at Blue Land. Remember that
Oh
one?
my God. So
Is it
Blue Land.
Do you remember Blue Land?
I use Blue Land. Yes. 'Cause
That's
I was
my
the one-
deal.
I reached out to Blue Land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You reached out.
Yeah.
You're the one that found me Blue Land.
Yes.
You got to be kidding.
Swear to God. And then I know that we're trying to get Kim Kardashian to come to visit because she was tweeting about it the night it aired.
About Blue Land?
About Blue Land. She was like, is this legit? I just ordered some. And then I think you and me and Mark, we all got on, and the Shark Tank ABC account, we were all like, Kim, anytime you want to come visit Shark Tank, come on out.
That reminds me, I went to New York last week and basically shot for Blue Land a commercial.
Oh my God, I saw it. It's amazing. It's brilliant.
And they said to me, look, we want you kneeling by a toilet cleaning. And I said, are you out of your fucking mind? I'm not going to do that.
Kevin, it's brilliant.
It was great. Sarah was really, she was there. She watched every
was.
frame being made. She's really hardcore hands-on.
She is.
I'm Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. When Blue Land asked me to clean a toilet on TV, I said, are you joking? But here I am because Blue Land is serious about saving you money. Stop paying for wasteful plastic bottles. With Blue Land, you only need to buy one. Easily clean anything around your house. Your vault? Portraits of your ancestors? And at $2 a tablet, you're set for life. And so am I, because I get a royalty. Get your kit now at blueland.com. Smells like a deal. I'm really happy with that company. Thank you for finding them.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that
was a really good one.
That's going to be huge.
For
Everybody in my family's using it.
Yep.
You know, my daughter loves it. She's in Brooklyn. She's telling all her friends about it.
It's so easy.
It is really easy, and it
it's
looks
good for the
terrific.
planet. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And plus, you know, the plastics are becoming very negative. People like that.
Yep.
So look, we've learned a lot today, and we've never really brought Mindy Casting out, trotted her out to meet her, because if you're not getting on Shark Tank, I don't care what anybody says, she's the reason.
Thank you.
So when you run into her, you let her know that I really know what's going on here. Mindy Casting is the first step in the process, and she must. What I don't believe about you, Mindy Casting, is you must say something on there. I really like this one. You don't do that?
Say anything.
Oh, you're lying. You're lying. I just know that. Come on, when you see a great one, you must say something good about it.
I mean, I feel like if it's a great one, it speaks for itself when I pitch it to Clay and everyone
Such
else.
a politician. Anyways, thank you. You know what we got to do just before we go?
Yes.
Put these on.
Okay.
And we got to do a shout out for Aaron.
Yes.
Alpha M, baby.
Alpha M.
Enemy sunglasses. You look spectacular. So do I.
So do you. Aaron, you made some great shades.
That's fantastic. Thanks, everybody. Till next time. And remember, if you want to get on Shark Tank, get to know Mindy Casting. She's the one. Bye.
Bye.